And I'm not sure about you, but ever since I've had an interest in landscape photography, I'm finding compositions around me whenever I'm out, especially when I'm driving. I see something, think, oh, that'd be good, like a lone tree on the hillside in the distance on the horizon. But then you find yourself in the fast lane of a motorway and you can't stop, or a country road and there's something up your backside, there's again nowhere else to park, but you think, oh, worth a return there, see what we can find. Well, today isn't exactly one of those moments. Today, and this morning, I'm taking a bit of a chance. I'm on the outskirts of Exmoor on the back end of a week's family break. And I thought, there's bound to be something around here. I'm near the coastline, so I thought I'd park up and see what I can find. This moment in time, I'm just wandering around the moors like a wild pony. So I'm still searching for a composition which attracts my eye. I just travelled further down the road. You see, for me the most important thing about photography is good composition. It's a building blocks of a good picture. Some say it's all about the light, and it is about the light. Light for me, or good light on a good composition, is just the added ingredient. I feel that my photography has certainly improved in the last 12 years since I've been doing it, and if it hadn't, then I probably wouldn't be doing it now. That's down to experience, getting out and shooting, learning what works, learning composition. I'm still learning composition. It's all about acceptance as well, accepting that you get out and some images don't work, some images do. And especially with vlogging, I feel like that's helped as well, because I feel like I'm committed to getting out every 1 to 2 weeks. So again, building experience. If I don't stop wandering around the moors on my own, I'm going to get myself arrested. I often find that telephoto lens comes to the aid when you're struggling. Especially when I first started, I used to look at the wider scene, and it's not until recently where I've reaped the benefits of a telephoto lens, and that's exactly what I've done here. I found this patch of trees, and I thought some nice patterns forming, so I wandered around with my wide angle. Didn't work, couldn't find anything. But then in the distance there was a simple composition which I knew may work with a telephoto. So I zoomed in, and this is all about, and how many times I'm going to say this is all about the diagonals and the lines, and I'm going to use a crop, probably a 1 to 2 crop. So at least I've got one in the bag. I mentioned vlogging earlier. There's a downside of vlogging as well, so because sometimes I find myself having to post images which aren't really up to standard. But it's only recently where I have really slowed down. I want to post maybe 1, 2, 3 images which I find decent. But that's the downside of vlogging. But I'm still enjoying it. So whilst I'm wandering around, if you remember, I'm doing a calendar, a viewer's calendar, where you choose the image. I gave you a selection of images for February's picture, and I'm pleased to say that I've counted up the votes, and this is the overall winning image. It's a fine image of Grasmere with all its wonderful morning hues. That was a stroke of luck, actually. That was just a case of turning up and shooting. Didn't really have to look for a composition. The sky did it for me. So whilst I'm here, I'm on the same subject. I'm now going to show you a selection of images taken in March, or around March period, all landscape orientation. I must remember to shoot landscape orientation rather than portrait. So yeah, for March's edition for the calendar, here's a selection of images. Remember, choose your favourite and let me know in the comments below. Found something at last. Patience is a virtue. This is all about use of the shapes, using the broken branches, quite irregular and erratic, but I've moved around the scene. I'm using this as a foreground interest and nicely leading up to a background element there. There is a bit of a breeze and I want to freeze that, so for me to get a decent shutter speed I've had to pump up the ISO to what, 800, but a full frame camera like this should be no problem whatsoever. Nicely framed, pleased with this, got a bit of mood as well going on the background, really nice and soft light. Yes, at last. So that is it for another episode. Yeah, be patient. I wasn't really rushing around because I've got a bit of a license from the missus. Still need to be back in about half an hour, but I've enjoyed it, really enjoyed it. One decent image from the session. So remember, cast your vote wisely for the March's calendar edition, and I'll leave you with this final image of the session. Until next time, keep smiling. Bye bye for now.